My favorite verse in the Bible growing up was 2 Corinthians 5:15, and it says this: "And He died for all, so that those who live may no longer live to themselves, but to Him who died and was raised for them all." And He died for all, mentioning the person of Jesus Christ, God incarnate, Yeshua HaMashiach, so that those who live, you and I, may no longer live for ourselves, but to Him. And the result, when we live to Him, the result is that we live to others, who died and was raised for us all. What makes a wedding? God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Then the parents that are here today, Grandma Versales, the Orozco family, the Carvalho family. The friends who flew all the way from China, from Haiti, from Nicaragua, from many other places to be here in this wedding. All of you who traveled from all over the U.S. to bless this matrimony. What makes a wedding? Your presence. The presence of God and the angels in your presence. You are here as a witness to say, yes, we saw these two. We saw it. We are witnesses. They really joined together. Their love did not happen in a corner. Yes, it began in a corner of the world. But now it's here public for all to see. And God comes, and when men say yes, God comes and says, yes. If you seal it, God is sealing it. Patricia, what ticks you? What is the crux of your life? Who are you? Because I just met her 2 days ago. Who are you? What moves you? What makes you tell the Peace Corps after graduating from Columbia University, send me to the ends of the world. I don't care how poor their country is. I want to serve. I want to give my life. Why did you do that? Her answer to me was, I want my life to be rooted in love. When I was there with 70 volunteers in Mozambique, one of the poorest nations of the world, I said, God, these 70 here are so different. How can I get to know them and give myself to them? So and she said the only way to do that was if she was deeply rooted in love. Paul writes to the Ephesians 3:17, and he says this: "Make Christ through faith dwell in your hearts." Patricia, as soon as you said that in the car, this verse came to my mind. May you be rooted in love and founded securely in love, that you may know, that you may have the power and be strong to apprehend with all God's saints the breadth, what is the breadth, the length, the height, and the depth of the love of God, that you may come to practically, through experience, know the love of Christ that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled with all the fullness of God, and that you may have the richest measure of His divine presence, and be flooded, filled and flooded with God Himself. I was driving one day, my wife of 28 years next to me, and she turned to me in the car and asked, Paul, how can a person be completely filled with God? I'm driving and saying, oh my God, what is this question? Just think about this question. Paul, how can a person be completely filled with God? And I asked the Holy Spirit, Lord, what's the answer? And this verse came to mind. If you and I get to know the length, the depth, the height of His love for you, how much He loved you, to the point of His sending His Son to die for you, He will abide in you fully. You're going to be filled with God. In front of us this evening we have two who are filled with God because they chose to love. The cross has two pieces of wood, one longer than the other, meaning the vertical one has to be longer. Your relationship with the Lord, with God, has to be longer than your relationship with people. The 10 Commandments are divided this way. The first 4 are your relationship towards God, and then the others your relationship towards mankind. The 2 pieces of wood of the cross. So, Patricia and Daniel, I could go on and on, but I believe this is enough. Let me go back to that first verse. He died for us, for you and for us here, so that those who are alive today may no longer live to themselves, but to Him who died and was raised for us, and for those in Africa and all those here. Patricia the other day was talking to someone and saying, I miss my family in Africa, in Mozambique. Her heart is here, but her heart is there also. And I know the same is true about Daniel. So, God bless you and God bless you all. Thank you. Daniel and Patricia have decided that their lives will be like a tree that gives and gives and gives. Gives fruit, gives shade, gives wood, gives healing, until it's cut off and finished off, the giving tree.